The feud between Batman and the Joker is one of the most famous and legendary rivalries in literature, films, video games, and pretty much all other media. Some would say that it's the best rivalry there is between two opposing characters, but we all do have our own personal favourites, so no one can say for sure. But one of the main things that makes this rivalry so great is that all the Joker wants is to torture Batman and to get Batman to kill him. Which means that the Joker is continually doing worse and worse things to him, all in an attempt to push Batman further and further until eventually he'll end up killing the Joker. But Batman refuses to break and refuses to ever kill him. But this video is going to go over the 5 worst things that the Joker has ever done to Batman. And I have to warn you, it's a pretty messed up list. Number 5. He framed him for his murder. In Return of the Dark Knight, Part 2, the Joker and Batman have their greatest and last fight. It is set in the future, and Batman has finally had enough of the Joker and decided to murder him.
I'm through playing Joker.
Be still my heart.
Now, as I said, Batman would never kill the Joker, and in the main continuity, and in fact in most continuities, he never would. But the Dark Knight Returns films is an exception. At least in theory, because even though Batman comes close, he doesn't actually kill the Joker. At the end of their fight, Batman has been stabbed and beaten and is very heavily injured. But the Joker is hurt even worse, and he lies on the floor paralysed from the neck down due to his injuries. And the Joker is truly beaten once and for all, but he can't let Batman win. So instead, he snaps his own neck and kills himself.
See you in hell.
He does this so that when the cops arrive, they'll find his dead body and believe that Batman killed him, and then the government will take Batman down, which is exactly what happens in the rest of the film. And in some respects, the Joker still beats Batman, as he makes the government take him down, and he denies Batman the pleasure and the satisfaction of killing him. This is because Batman wants to kill him and finally get revenge for all that he's done. So the Joker says no, and takes the option away from him. It's pretty messed up all in all. Number 4. He infected him with poison blood. In the video game Batman Arkham City, the Joker is dying from a toxin in his blood, and it's rotting him away from the inside out. So the Joker needs a cure or he's going to die very soon, and so he has Mr. Freeze make one, but then Mr. Freeze goes dark on him, and he's too sick to go out and sort it out himself. So instead, he decides to pump the blood into Batman, and poison Batman so that he has to go and get the cure for him.
So we both die. I'm fine with that.
But he also infects others with the poison, in order to give Batman some extra incentive to find the cure. And of course, Batman succeeds. He is Batman after all. But even though Batman takes the cure and lives, the Joker doesn't end up getting any of it, and instead, he succumbs to the poison. Number 3. He manipulates him. The Joker knows Batman better than pretty much anyone else in his rogues gallery, so he knows how to manipulate him, and he has done so on many, many occasions. But the worst one for me is in Batman the Dark Knight, where the Joker manipulated him and made him partially responsible for killing Rachel Dawes, the woman that he loves. Now, The Dark Knight is a film of the Joker torturing everyone in Gotham, making everyone terrified of what he is going to do next. He's killing everyone from bankers to criminals to judges and police commissioners. But one of the worst things that he does to Batman is to make him choose who will live and who will die. Both Harvey Dent, the DA of the city, and the woman the Batman loves, Rachel Dawes, are in separate warehouses strapped to bombs that will go off at some time soon. And the Joker tells him where they are, and Batman can choose to go and save Harvey Dent himself, which is better for Gotham City, or he can save Rachel himself, which is better for Batman, as I said, he loves her. He decides to go after the woman he loves and sends the police after Harvey Dent, and they don't get there in time, but he does. But the twist is that the Joker lied and gave him the opposite locations, so Batman ends up saving the DA instead of Rachel. And since the police don't get to the other location in time, Rachel dies. And this is a breaking point for Batman, and it leads to him shutting himself off from the world, and he spends the next few years secluded and shut away in Wayne Manor. It's one of the worst blows that the Joker ever did to Batman, as it really crippled him. And it was also a lesson to teach Batman that he needs to put the city before his personal life, or else others will suffer. Number 2. he murdered him. The Joker has killed Batman on many occasions, but the worst murder was, by far, during the Emperor Joker's comic arc. There was a time in comics when the Joker got given the powers of a god, and he used it to mess up the universe beyond recognition and do pretty much whatever he wants. And what he wanted was to torture Batman in every way he could think of. Now, as for the Robins, he just killed them outright, but Batman, he tortured and murdered him, and then resurrected him and repeated the process. And the Joker burnt him alive, dropped him in a vat of acid, had him run over by a train, had hordes of zombie clowns attack and overwhelm him until Batman fell in battle and then was dragged back into his grave by the zombies and straight to hell. And worst of all, he has him eaten alive by vultures. It was a horrendous thing to do, and it even broke Batman's mind. His psyche was so damaged that he could no longer go on. And in the end, Superman actually had to have the memories removed from Batman's mind and placed on him, so that he could face the psychological damage instead. But amazingly, Superman was actually pretty much fine after this. I guess super psychological rehabilitation is one of his superpowers. And you would think that that is the worst thing that the Joker's ever done to Batman. But personally, I say that there is one thing worse. Number 1. Everything he's done to the Bat family. Now, I have previously done a video on the worst things that the Joker has done to the Bat family, a link to which is in this video's description. But I am briefly going to go over some of the worst things here. You see, the Joker has crippled Barbara Gordon and confined her to a wheelchair by shooting her in the spine. He kidnapped and brainwashed Tim Drake into thinking he was the Joker's son. He cut off Alfred's arm. In Tim Burton's Batman film, he was the one who killed Batman's parents. He murdered Talia al Ghul, a woman the Batman loved, and he tortured and murdered Jason Todd. Now, the Joker's done some truly mortifying things to the Bat family. And all of it was for no other reason than he just wanted to mess with Batman. And everything that the Joker has ever done to the Bat family, hell, pretty much everything he's ever done to Gotham for that matter, it's all just to get under Batman's skin. And I could list them all, but I would be here for literally hours. But the worst ones I have mentioned. But all of it is without a doubt the worst thing that he's ever done to Batman. You see, the times that the Joker has fought Batman, he stabbed him, tortured him, cut out one of his eyes with a playing card, and all of that is not actually that bad, because Batman doesn't care if he himself is injured, or if he has to go through a hard struggle. But having the rest of the Bat family hurt or injured, that is what truly hurts Batman, because he loves each and every one of them, and he never wants to see any of them hurt. And it's all these things that the Joker has done to the Bat family that keeps Batman up at night, that's left his soul tortured. It's all the things that Batman blames himself and hates himself for. And it's all the things that makes him wish that he could just kill the Joker once and for all.
A day doesn't go by when I don't think about subjecting him to every horrendous torture he's dealt out to others, and then end him.
But Batman will never kill the Joker, at least not in the main continuity. Which means that the Joker will go on hurting others, and hurting those who are closest to Batman. Because the Joker knows that this is what affects Batman the most. And it's without a doubt the worst thing that the Joker has ever done to Batman, and the worst thing that he will ever continue to do to Batman. But what do you think? Do you agree that these are the worst things that the Joker has ever done to Batman? Or do you think that there are other events that should have been included instead? Be sure to let us know in the comments, and I'd just like to say a quick thank you to those who made this video possible by donating to the Needle Mouse Productions page on Patreon. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment.